For over 100 years, the Minnesota State Fair in St. Paul has been one of the premier expositions in North America, with attendance of nearly 1.5 million people every year. The State Fair is the largest event in the upper Midwest. Much of the success of the fair comes from the support of the media, and this support is evident in the news coverage they give the State Fair. It's even more evident, though, when you take a look at the media's involvement in the fair as exhibitors. The Twin Cities newspapers, radio, and TV stations are well represented on the grounds, and many have permanent exhibit buildings. For most of the broadcasters, live shows are the order of the day.
All hit KDWB playing just the hits at the Minnesota State Fair. And what's going on over Labor Day weekend?
From the WCCO television studios at the Minnesota State Fair, this is the 5 p.m. report.
Broadcasting live from the WLOL Sony World's largest radio, and when you come out to the fair, stop by, say hi, pick up a free t-shirt, and count the Pepsi cans in the radio.
It's 1247 live at the fair with John Pratt. If you haven't included a trip to the Great Minnesota Get-Together in your plans yet, you ought to do that. You'll find WDGY right next to the Giant Slide.
The St. Paul Pioneer Press and Dispatch, along with its Minneapolis counterpart, the Star and Tribune, have permanent exhibits at the fair. The Twin Cities dailies have been involved with the fair as exhibitors since 1912. Over the years, the newspaper's exhibits have featured timely displays from war news to model cities, and they've also offered weary fair visitors a place to rest. Today, the Pioneer Press and Dispatch exhibit doubles as the fair's care and assistance center. The Star and Tribune schedules appearances by many of their leading writers and hands out information on fair events along with maps of the fairground. In 1928, KSTP Radio broadcast a concert by the National Symphony Orchestra from their radio booth in the fair's aircraft building. This first ever broadcast from the State Fair opened the doors for other radio stations and started a movement of live radio shows from the fair that continues to grow. Today, KSTP-AM broadcasts their news, weather, and talk show programming from a mobile studio near the center of the fairground. WCCO was also one of the first radio stations to get involved with the fair. They've been a fixture on the ground since the late 20s. The station is one of the most successful in the country, and their popular broadcast building gives CCO listeners a chance to see their favorite radio personalities in action. Between them, Howard Viken and Chuck Lilligren have been broadcasting from the fair for WCCO.
I wear a cap for two reasons, because I love to promote milk and because it's tough to comb this hair like this.
And every state fair, there's somebody out here says, we used to live up here in Minnesota. Now we've retired, we live in Arizona, but every summertime we come back up and we want to see you guys at the Minnesota State Fair. The Great Minnesota Get-Together. And they love the humidity even, you know, and the showers and the people.
And every year we get a lot of people. It's the first visit to the State Fair, and they're just overwhelmed by it. They're surprised that such a thing exists. They get used to their own home, maybe their own state fairs, and they don't realize what it's like here.
Are they surprised at how handsome you guys are in person?
Well, I don't think they're surprised.
No,
I think they probably expect it.
They expect, Paul Newman, and I'm the spitting image of Robert Redford. But I talked to this lady today, and she had a little kid in her arms and another one down here, and she comes out to the fair 3 times a year.
She said, say hello to your dad over here.
In 1951, WDGY aired their first program from the State Fair. The AM country station now has a permanent studio on the grounds and broadcasts a minimum of 12 hours live every day of the fair. Another radio station with a long history at the State Fair is WLOL, which first appeared at the fair in 1947. LOL is currently one of the top 2 FM stations.
For high about 75 then tonight. Cloudy with showers continuing and a low of 59 tomorrow. Mostly sunny. Good day to make it to the fair and a high tomorrow of 80 degrees. Right now it's cloudy and 64. What I'm going to do next is start up another sweep of uninterrupted.
Bob Lang has broadcast from the fair with WLOL for 4 years.
This is the absolute most thing about the whole entire year, because we look forward to meeting the people you talk to. You look forward to meeting the listeners, you know, actually going out and meeting, because otherwise you're just talking to a microphone. But out here, they can come by and say hi, and you get to shake their hand and see who you're talking to, and they get to see you, which is real nice. It's the #1 priority promotion-wise of the whole year is coming out to the fair. You saw the world's largest WLOL Sony radio on top. That was something we had made just specifically for the fair. And that will become our broadcast booth later on. This is our permanent fair structure out here. And we give away T-shirts. We bring our morning crew out on Saturdays, Hines and Berglund, and they give away T-shirts and money on Saturdays here at the fair. And it's, like I said, the #1 priority promotion-wise at the station.
During the late 60s and early 70s, rock and roll stations joined their counterparts at the fair.
All right, give me a Phil Collins. Come on, somebody come up and do Phil Collins. I'll give you a minute. If you like him, come on.
Working before an audience at the fair, radio personalities become more than just a voice to their listeners. All of the stations exhibiting at the fair agree that their participation gives them an identity that can't be achieved anywhere else. Personal contact that's developed at the fair is recognized as a key ingredient in building and holding audience loyalty. WCCO-TV has been at the fair since 1955 and has broadcast from the fairgrounds since 1960. Today, CCO-TV has a permanent TV studio and exhibit building on the fairgrounds used to broadcast news and entertainment programming during the fair. Large crowds always gather to watch the CCO newscasts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. As we have been for the past couple of days, we're broadcasting live from the WCCO television booth at the Minnesota State Fair. Among the items we're going to be following today...
Bill Carlson has been broadcasting with WCCO at the State Fair for years. He's one of the fair's biggest boosters.
I feel it's important to be out here.
Well, of course, you know, I feel it's important to be out here because I grew up right across the street from the fairgrounds on Snelling Avenue, so I've lived out here all my life. But yes, I think it is. I think you get a good cross-section of people from all across the state and from outstate as well. And people get a chance to not only to meet you in person, but to watch you do your work, and I think they find that fascinating.
KSTP-TV first exhibited at the fair in 1951. Today, the ABC affiliate has an impressive permanent exhibit building, which they use for broadcasting and to promote network and local news programs.
I've always thought sports should be fun. Come on, catch the routine sport on Channel 5's Eyewitness News.
KSTP also uses their exhibit to take a look at their past. WUSA-TV has been involved in the State Fair since 1956. Their current State Fair home is a permanent exhibit building that serves as a hospitality center and is the home base for their remote news broadcasts from the fair. KMSP-TV also has a permanent exhibit building on the grounds. Live entertainment programming is broadcast daily from their exhibit.
And anybody that writes a song about mosquitoes in Minnesota should be from this state. Douglas Woods, congratulations and come on, thank you for coming to our show today.
Good morning, America.
On occasion, the Twin Cities television stations are joined at the fair by their national counterparts. During the 1985 State Fair, ABC TV's Good Morning America program
and
was
as you now
broadcast
know,
live
we're
from
at the Minnesota State Fair in St. Paul, Minnesota, the beautiful Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul here. And for the last couple of weeks, a lot of our people have been crisscrossing this beautiful state. It's wet at times, and it's warm, and it's cool, and it's green, and it's wonderful. And the hospitality's been great, and you're going to get a taste of that over the next couple of hours. The Minnesota State Fair is one of the biggest in the country. It is having, what, a centennial plus 1 year. This is the 101st year it's been here on this particular site. It actually started back in 1859. All over this country, when people are lucky to go to state fairs and outdoor concerts in the summer, they might, if they're lucky, get to hear Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, and it's always a pleasure to have Willie with us. Good morning, Willie. Good to see you. How you doing?
Fine.
What is it about these fairs? We have been so excited, and the people and the things we've seen. What is it? How do you describe what these are all about?
I don't know, but every year I look forward to it. We do about 50, 60 fair days a year, and there's something real special about them.
In all, nearly 1,500 hours of live radio and TV broadcasts are aired from the Minnesota State Fair every year. According to Arbitron ratings, the radio stations broadcasting from the fairgrounds account for 75% of Twin Cities listeners. Combined with the broadcasts of all 4 Twin Cities commercial TV stations, and the presence of both daily newspapers on the grounds, the State Fair receives invaluable promotional help. At the same time, the media get a chance to strut their stuff to 1.5 million people. For the Minnesota State Fair and the media, the combination is unbeatable.